Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is me, Bobcat I-22. We're back. The Adventures of Tomato Girl. Of course, when I make that joke, I'm talking about Mobile Suit Gundam, Witch from Mercury. Second Core, Episode 13, Envoys from the Earth. Now, after the events of we do get some, and this is episode 1. We get some, not really closure, but we get some details later in the episode, towards like the end credits. End credits scene in anime? Crazy. But logistically, the episode starts with Soletta fighting more duels because apparently people still want to defeat her. They're like all chomping at the bit, and then she's just knocking them out left and right. It's almost unfair. It really is. It's very unfair. And that happens. We get a scene with them talking with her other people of the Earth group. We see Nikka. Nikka's a big thing in this episode with her alliances. But we also see her go to let her leave them after they're talking about the events that occurred, everything in between. And so Soletta's reassuring them that everything's going to be fine. She goes to see the plants that she has, the tomato tomato garden that Mercury has. And we shoot over to Shattuck and the other people of the group. Now, logistically speaking, I will give this. Shattuck's father. He gave him a good talking to and saying, hey, listen, you can't pull this shit anymore. Okay? It will ruin us if we had found out. And of course, he's mentioning the fact that Shattuck called in a favor from the people from Earth, and those Earth gun witches came in and attacked the planet. Now, they seem to be going to attacking Earth, which I find weird. So I think that's why Shattuck has, because it does happen, Sophie and the other one go to the school. It's a ploy. They're getting information and info and details from them, from the different Gundams and what have you. But they're very friendly and all this other shit. Nikka confronts them in the episode. It goes nowhere. One of them pulls a knife on her, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. And there's even a scene where we almost get Tomato Part 2. One of the Gundams is gonna step on her. I was like, oh my god. Of course, that scene is totally shot down because Soletta comes in for the save. Now, basically, the long scheme of things is that Mercury is with her father. They're preparing this festival and what have you. Nikka is a focus point in this episode. And she's confronted by that other guy that saw her do what she did. She can't tell him any details. They're telling, the ones from Earth are telling her to keep her nose out of their business. She almost gets stepped on. And of course, Soletta confronts them and challenges them to a duel. And if she wins, they'll stop attacking her. Now, there is a scene with Soletta and her mother based upon the ending theme. And based upon what is going on here, I'm labeling Soletta's mother I'm calling it right now. I don't have evidence. Very little. The only evidence we can really go on at this point, at this juncture, about Soletta's mother, is that she has some kind of deal with Marine's father of the Benerit group. Some kind of deal and some kind of project called Project Zero. Or as she states later in the show episode, towards the end credit scene, Silent Zero. Now, before that happens, she says this to Soletta and blah, 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 blah. That they're still being questioned because of the events that occurred. But like I just said, she has a duel, gonna have a duel with one of the Earth witches, bitches. And there's also Gruel. We haven't seen him yet, but least to say, I think he's gonna look a lot different. You know, after killing his own father. You know, Gundam is known all the time for that shit. It really is. This guy is now in the same rankings as Camille. It's hilarious. Anyway, we also find out in the episode that she's gonna have this thing, this battle royale kind of thing, at the end of this festival. But before that, she's gonna have a duel with the ones from Earth. Now, the thing about this episode was, I think, the focal point was the end credit scene towards the end of the episode, where Marine talks to Soletta's mother. And she just outright says, how can you make your daughter do that? And I'm like, okay. And then she admits, okay, she went too far. But if she didn't do that, you and your father would be dead. And she's like, but you could tell the way Prospera, what she's doing, what she's saying, how she's bringing to the forefront. Now, we do get this scene. This scene culminates with her giving her a device to Marine and talking about Project Quiet Zero. We don't know what it is, but we have a scene where there's some kind of space station, and that's it. There's been a lot of talk about Prospera. I've noticed it in a few Facebook groups, Gundam, talking about it. This is the theory. Inside Ariel is the soul of her daughter. Soletta is a clone. What Prospera is going to do is have the soul of her daughter inside of Ariel be fused in Soletta, and she's going to have a daughter. That's what I heard. The end credit scene, the ending theme kind of spoils a few things about that. But regardless of the fact, next week, we're going to have this duel. Now, the thing is that them attacking Soletta is stupid, these Earth envoys. Because you're at the school now, and you're going to kill people. No, you're not, because then you'll be killed. Now, I don't know if this is part of Shattuck's deal or what. See, this whole scenario, Shattuck, Elon, they're small potatoes. I'm sorry to anyone who are fans of these characters, but they're real small potatoes. We do get a scene with Elon, and Shattuck. Shattuck really doesn't. He's trying to convince his father. He's trying to get his father on his side, and trying to. I don't know. It's like it's circling around Soletta, this whole thing, but it's like, dudes, what's your beef? But there's no real villain. And I'm going to call it right now. I think Soletta's mother is going to do something really, really, think so. And I think it's going to culminate into something. Now, I don't want to make this comparison. I really don't. But Prospera, you're throwing a little bit too many Gendo vibes. I don't want to say it, but she's acting like Gendo Ikari. I will leave that at that and not go any further because I might get angry comments. Anyway, but that more or less for the episode as far as ratings concerned, I thought it was good. You know, justly paced and what have you. Logistically, I would say I thought it was decent. It wasn't too much. More of this was just a lot of... First half was fighting, and in the second half we got some details. And now we know that it's going to be a duel next week. I think she's going to have two duels. She's going to have this duel with the Earth... I'm just going to call them bitches. And then she's going to have this other duel, which I think is going to have Gruel. Now, I really want to see him rocking some shades. Like some mean-ass evil shades. And he's got a new hairdo, and he's like, I'm evil as fuck. Because, logistically, characters who kill their father in Gundam don't have a good time. But regardless, good episode. I would say 9 out of 10. I like how it was done. I like the fact that they brought up what happened. But it's like... So Liz's mother's like, yeah, but... Alright, she went too far, but... And even Soletta brings it up to her mother, saying, I could have done it differently. And she tells her, no. They would have killed her. And she tells Mercury, they would have killed you and your father. They would have been dead. But you see, these instances of Soletta is now being in the forefront of saying, yes, she's a clone. This is all I got for you guys, Bonkai 922. We're now going back to Tomato Girl. Let the memes start. I'll see you guys later. Peace.